Lesson 20 is about performing operations with functions. Now, the big thing to notice with this is notation that is being put up here on the board right now, and what that means is it's just different ways to write it. So if you see that f plus g of x, you see that, they ask you to solve for that, well that just means, well, we've got f of x plus g of x. And that's all that means, it's nothing to be scared of with it. F minus g, well that means f of x minus g of x. Multiply, divide, same concept. Alright, so let's try a few of these. What this says first is given h of x equals x plus 3 for the domain of all real numbers. Right? We have to make sure that our domain is talking about what we put into the function. We have to make sure that it matches this. So, is the domain a real number? We gotta check that. For g of x equals x minus 4, the domain is a real number. We gotta make sure of that. So for our 3 here, 3, is it a real number here? Yes. Is it a real number here? Yes. So we can do this. From here, you've got two options. You can either take the h function and add that to the g function, and we end up with 2x minus 1. But then we still got to deal with this 3 yet. Well, how we deal with that 3 is we plug it in for x. So 2 times 3 minus 1, 6 minus 1 is 5. The other way to do it, we can figure out what h of 3 is. Well, h of 3, we plug this 3 right in there for h. 3 plus 3 is 6. And then we've got to find g of 3. Well, this 3 goes in there. So that is a minus 1, and then it says to add those together. 6 plus minus 1 is not negative 5, positive 5. And as you can see, answer is the same either way you do it, so it doesn't matter. It's up to you which way you want to do it. Alright, you will get the same answer both ways. Alright, h minus g of negative 2. I'm going to plug my negative 2 in and then solve it that way, but first I got to check, is it a real number? Yes. Does it work for that too? Yes, so then we're good to go. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1 minus negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. 1 minus a negative 6, 1 plus 6 is 7. If you want to do it the other way, that's fine. X plus 3 minus x minus 4, and this is all in parentheses. Well, the x's cancel out. That's okay. 3 minus negative 4, 3 plus 4 is 7. Remember, we plug this negative 2 in wherever we see an x. We don't have an x. That's okay. That just ends up being our answer, which was the same as the other one. So either way works again there. Find h times g of x. Well, this time, we're not plugging a number in like we did for either one of these. We're plugging in an x. Well, that just means we're taking h of x times g of x. Well, we know h of x is x plus 3. We know g of x is x minus 4. And we just have to multiply those together. So we're going to FOIL these. X squared minus 4x plus 3x is a negative x minus 12. And there is our answer. For the next one, okay, you can do this two different ways. The one way we did it was algebraically. I'm going to show you geometrically, but if this word wasn't here, it says find f plus g. So can't you go negative 2 plus 3x? There's our answer. Alright, now what this is talking about, to do it geometrically. If we were to graph the f of x is always the same as y, so we need to graph the line y equals negative 2. Well, that is this line going straight across there. Find g of x equals 3x. Well, our y-intercept is 0, and our slope is 3. So we go up 3 over 1. Okay, you can also go down 3 and then go back 1 if you need to. And then you draw in your line. Now what this is talking about here, it says f plus g of x. For every single one of these points, we're going to add the points together. So if we go to -1 here, we've got one line as a -2 and the other as a -3. -2 plus -3 is -5. We go to the next point. 0 plus -2 is -2. We go to 1. We've got -2 plus 3 is a +1. We go to the next one. At 2, we've got 6 and -2. That is 4. Alright, we've got all sorts of points here to be able to draw in this line. Alright, there is our line. What's the equation of that line is what it's looking for now. Well, our y-intercept is -2. Our slope, 1, 2, 3 over 1, isn't our slope 3x minus 2 for our equation? Isn't that what we already figured out? Okay. In my class, you can do it either way. In Mr. Quislin's class, it depends on what he has told you. All right. Any questions on geometrically, please let me know. Next one. Find h of g of -3, where h of x works for all real numbers. G of x only works for negative numbers though. So we do have to check this. Is -3 a real number? Yes. Is -3 a negative number? Yes it is, so we can do this. Alright, so I'm going to find out what h of -3 is. -3 we throw in here. -3 plus 1 is -2. G of -3, plug that in here. -3 minus 1 is -4. And then it says to multiply these two together. And there's our answer of 8. Alright? If you did it the other way, you would get the exact same answer. You can do it either way, it's up to you. For the next one, find f of g, or f times g of -2. Alright, so we gotta check and see if -2 works here. Is it a real number? Yes. Is it a positive number? No. -2 is not positive, so we can't do this. So the answer is no solution for this one. If we go to our next one, find f divided by g of 4. If f of x is an integer, is 4 an integer? Yes it is. Is 4 a positive whole number? Yes it is there too. So we can do this. 4 plus 3 is 7 divided by 4 plus 5 is 9. We can't simplify that fraction at all. There is the answer. Alright, that is how to deal with functions and doing adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Any questions, please let us know.